electric atmosphere for this tag team battle.
You talk about excitement, you can cut the tension here with a knife, as this is the one we've been waiting for. We've been talking about it. The Hellraisers on their way to the ring. Hawk and Power in this jam-packed dome on the WSW World Tour. Look at them walking to the ring. That smoke coming up. There's going to be smoke and fire in the ring too, people, because they're facing a great tag team from the United States of America, the Steiner brothers.
They are tough, Hawk and Power.
And the people here love them. They love them here. They love them everywhere you go. You know, these guys are the IWGP Tag Team Champions.
They are indeed.
Their opponents in the ring, Rick and Scott Steiner. Look at them, packed to the rafters. So once again, wherever we go, they just come out in multitudes. I'm sure it's to see me and to shake my hand and get an autograph from me.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
You don't think it is?
Nothing to do with the world talent we have.
Well, just the other day, I was walking down the street, a bunch of guys went, Humperdinck, you're number one. At least I think that's what they were saying.
I don't know if that was the...
they were holding up one finger.
Yeah. Which, never mind.
All right. Steiner brothers, you're taking a look at Scotty here in the pink, and big brother Rick, the dog-faced gremlin, is what his nickname was for many years, and still is the Hellraisers IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Referee for this event, Tiger Hattori, checking over the Steiner brothers, making sure there's no foreign objects or things that shouldn't be brought into the ring brought in at this point. Now checking over Power from the Hellraisers, and partner Hawk getting you once over not so lightly by Tiger Hattori. We're set to go. You ready, Craig?
We're ready, yes.
All right, I've been looking forward to this one myself.
Should be a good one. Rick Steiner to the right, Scott is to the left. Nice to see the sportsmanship before the match.
Yeah. Let's go, ring the bell.
You don't like that sportsman? Shake hands, come out fighting?
I like it for everybody else. I don't like it for me or my guys. Here we go, set to go. It's going to be from the tag team of the Hellraisers, Hawk and Scotty Steiner, the younger of the two Steiner brothers. And collar and elbow hookup now as Scott Steiner pushes Hawk into the ropes. Referee calls for a break. Looks like Hawk is holding on there, though.
Steiner is both out of the University of Michigan. Played football and wrestled also there.
They wrestled and played football up there in Michigan. Too bad they couldn't get an education up there, huh? Dumb, they're both dumb as rocks, put it that way.
Have you told them that?
Of course I tell them that, right to their face I tell them. I haven't yet, but I would.
You're plenty. Well, if you don't, I will. Quoting you, of course.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. Look at this, into the corner, into the ropes. Referee calls for the break. Look at the size of Hawk. Boy, he gets bigger every time out I see him.
Top going to work.
Top wrist lock. You got Scott Steiner down. Look at this, bridging up.
Wow.
It's Scott Steiner, tremendous athlete.
Steiner into the rope. Hawk missing roundhouse right, and now clothesline on one another.
Neither one affected by it, though. Look at this.
Oh!
That time it looks like the Steiner boy got the worst of it as Hawk is at least sitting up. Steiner's trying to get up. Hawk now up to one knee, Steiner up to one knee. Waistlock takedown by Scott Steiner, rather unorthodox. We don't see that much.
Clothesline that was, huh?
That was just absolute power. My teeth rattled. And hell, I'm a good 15 feet away from the ring.
That one rattled the Richter scale.
Hawk, oh, what he's going to do, throw him over the top rope? Yes!
Oh!
Right outside the ring. Hawk had him up over his head, pressed him, military style, and dumped him right outside the ring onto the concrete. Could you imagine?
What power?
No, power's the other one. That was Hawk.
Oh, that was Hawk?
That was Hawk. Scott Steiner now outside the ring, slow to get up.
Rick Steiner comes in as Hawk showed some power.
That's Scotty there. Scotty Steiner still in. Hasn't tagged yet.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. Underhooking the arms. Is he going to try to suplex him over? He is indeed. No, power bomb. Oh, power bomb. Very unusual move out of that double overhooking of the arms there.
Especially with the size of the opponent.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure that's the first time Hawk has ever felt that maneuver. He might feel it again here. No. Pile driver.
Pile drove him.
But you're not going to get to him that way. Look around, Scotty. Look around.
Oh!
Boom. Caught him right in the cross clothesline. Flipped him right over the top rope. Almost landed on you.
Well, you look out here. I'll tell you what. Scott Steiner very sloppy there, playing to the crowd. And how could you do that with this menacing beast in the ring?
Anybody else, had Scott Steiner pile drove anybody else but Hawk, they'd still be down. But Hawk kind of got up, shook his head, and then went over and blasted Scott Steiner right out of the ring over the top rope.
He still is not tagged in.
Now, I don't think that's too wise a move. If I was Scott Steiner right now, when you're in the corner, tag in your brother.
Sure.
See, but there's something between Scott and Rick Steiner. I think all Scott Steiner's life, he's had to depend on his big brother, Rick. No, he got a tag there. But I think there might be a little animosity there because of that.
What is this?
This guy's not right. He's just not right. Scott
Howard
Steiner
does not know what to make of him. Got the old-fashioned wrestling ear flaps on.
Yeah, what's with that headgear?
Oh! Great suplex there.
Look at that headgear. Isn't that ugly looking? What is that? It's to protect his ears so he doesn't get cauliflower ears?
Possibly.
Rick Steiner now going topside. But he's met by Power. As he comes off, Power able to get that foot up. Power blasts him now with a clothesline of his own. Power needs to be tagging in Hawk here, I think.
Well done.
Just dumps him in the belly to back suplex.
Rick told me, I wasn't sure what he said, but he said try and have Oliver read my outfit, whatever that was supposed to mean. Can you make out what that is?
That's numbers of some sort. I don't know what it means.
We didn't know if you could.
That could be his phone number, so he doesn't forget it.
No.
You know, he has to write it on his wrestling outfit. Whoa.
I think he was making a reference that you don't count very well, but I may be mistaken on that.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather not count very well than not count at all, which is what the Steiners do, in my opinion. Scott Steiner now with a belly-to-belly on Hawk. Hawk down on the mat. Scott Steiner now going for maybe a Boston Crab. Are we going to see a Boston Crab here? He's got it. But Hawk, look at Hawk, is just doing push-ups.
Gee.
Saying it's not affecting me. As Rick comes in and delivers an elbow. Now, see, these guys cheat. These Steiner boys cheat. Look at that. The referee has him
Talking to the referee.
Why do you even come in the ring? That's okay when they do that, but when I do something like that, you get all over my case, right?
Well,
look at this.
Steiners continue to work.
Hawk making the ropes.
On Hawk. Oh, great leg takedown.
That was a Yuzurki kick behind the head that Hawk delivered to Scotty Steiner. Snap mare. Reverse chin lock now. And look at Hawk has got that knee planted right in the middle of his back. Cranking back with those hands on the throat and neck of Scott Steiner. Referee right down there asking him if he wants to give. But knowing Steiner, he ain't going to give up. He ain't got brains enough to give up.
Hawk is just so tough in the ring.
Shoulder breaker.
Went for the kill, couldn't get it.
Scott taking in Big Brother Rick, the dog-faced gremlin. Hawk now wanted to go for a test of strength.
Man.
Hawk got the size advantage on him.
And Rick says, I'm game.
They're locked up in a Greco-Roman knuckle lock. A test of strength for sure. Which one is going to win? Is it going to be Hawk or Rick Steiner? It's going to be Hawk as Steiner goes down to his knees. He looks rather like a Komodo dragon when he does that, doesn't
he? He's scary. I give Rick Steiner some credit, though, Sir Oliver, for battling in that test of strength.
Oh, absolutely.
Into the ropes, look out here.
Double elbow by the Hellraisers. As Rick Steiner down. Power brings him up, shoots him off into the ropes. Power slam.
Oh. Well executed. Lateral press, didn't get him.
Too much time. Power's taking too much time. When he's got Steiner down like that, he needs to get on him and try for that pin right away. I'm not quite sure what that was.
Some kind of back body drop of sorts.
Scotty Steiner in the ring now. Look at this. He got them all wrapped up. Oh, my Lord. Down hard goes Power. And now Scotty Steiner looks like he's setting up for a pile driver. No power bomb, perhaps. No backbreaker. Takes in his brother.
I think he was setting up for his brother.
The dog-faced gremlin up to the top, comes down with an elbow. Right onto the prone Power. Power's down 1, 2. Oh, able to kick out of 3.
Rick Steiner now taking a look over to Hawk, who's trying to get in.
It looks like Rick Steiner's mocking Hawk, which might be a dangerous thing to do. I don't know if I'd want to mock this man.
Hawk is way away from the corner he's supposed to be in. In fact, he should have some rope that he's hanging on to, right? In the corner?
Well, actually, in international competition, it's sufficient just to hold the top turnbuckle. In some areas, you have to have that tag team rope. But here, if you put your hand on the top turnbuckle and tag your partner in, it's considered a legal tag. Rick Steiner now with an armbar on Power. Look at the tremendous crowd here today, witnessing these great WSW matches. What a thrill it is to be.
Whoa.
Huh? Can you feel the excitement?
You can feel it, you can hear it, and you can see it as well.
I can smell it and taste it as well.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Rick Steiner tagging in Scott Steiner. What a match so far. Power to the ropes. In a backbreaker?
Oh.
No.
Dumps him.
Kind of side suplexed him.
Steiner now picking Power up again. Look at this. Puts him right there on the top rope. What's he going to do? What's the move going to be? Scott
I think
Steiner.
He's taking him back into the ring.
Belly to belly.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Had to come 9 feet out of the air.
Vaulted him as well.
Wow. Now Steiner going over to saying to Hawk, what's the matter, big man? With the referee right there saying, Hawk, get out of the ring and wait for that tag. Steiner picks up Power again. Looks like he's going. We've seen this before. Now if he goes over and tags in Rick, Rick will probably go up to the top rope here.
Clothesline him down.
Look at this. From behind. Bulldog.
And this will do it. No, Hawk came in to help out.
Again, Power had to be 8 or 9 feet in the air when Rick Steiner came off that top rope from behind. We got a battle erupting here. Referee trying to get these sides separated, get Hawk outside, get one of the Steiner boys outside.
Well, Hawk saved his team a loss there by coming in.
Now Rick has put Power up on his shoulders, and Scott comes off the ropes with a big clothesline. Catches him in the front side this time. And Hawk in to make the save.
Couple of smart moves by Hawk, although illegal.
They're actually not illegal.
Well, you can't just run in.
They've got 5 seconds. If you can get the job done in 5 seconds and get out of the ring,
no, but Hawk
it's legal.
But Hawk doesn't have the...
Doesn't have the what?
He's allowed to come in?
Absolutely.
Hawk?
You've got 5 seconds to clear the ring once the referee catches you. You got to know...
Oh, once the referee catches you.
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah.
There's a Freudian slip. Come on now, Power needs to tag Hawk, and Rick Steiner needs to tag his brother Scott. We're going to see who gets that tag. The referee tolling the 10 count. Both men back up to their knees. Hawk is going crazy over there, saying, come on over, Power, and tag me in.
Power's trying to get over there. He does tag in Hawk.
Here comes Hawk. Here comes Scotty Steiner, though.
Hawk clearing everybody out of there. Big right hand.
As far as that referee, I'd be ducking.
He might take a shot at you, Sir Oliver.
Double teaming now on Hawk. Missed with that clothesline. Hawk gets him, though.
Oh.
He took them both down. Listen to these people. They're going absolutely wild.
Scott Steiner in. Makes a flying shoulder. Rick Steiner wobbly outside the ring.
Boom.
Another clothesline.
Oh, the power that Hawk puts into those clotheslines is just unbelievable.
Reversal, nicely done. Power slams him down. And now again, help from the corner.
Power in to make the save. Rick Steiner in the ring, too. We got all 4 guys in there. Here we go. It's breaking loose. Referee trying to separate the illegal men. And now Hawk clubs Rick Steiner from behind. Rick Steiner out on that rampway. Scott Steiner in the ring with Power. Shoots him into the rope.
Oh!
Frankensteiner!
The ref was a little late getting over there.
Only 2. Hawk comes off the top and catches Scott Steiner.
Oh, boy, it's breaking loose here.
I thought it was all over with that Frankensteiner off the top there.
I think the ref was a little late getting over there.
I do as well. The legal men in the ring. I'm confused. Who are the legal men in the ring? I thought it was Scott Steiner and Power.
Well, they're not even in the ring, so how could they be legal in the ring?
Power's in the ring.
Power's in there.
Well, I thought Scott was the legal Steiner brother. If I'm not mistaken, he is. I've got you here to keep track of this stuff for me.
I will tell you who is in the ring.
Steiner in for the ride.
As far as legalities go, you are not the guy to talk to regarding that.
Power now going outside. What's he going to do?
When have you ever paid attention to any kind of rule book?
Power outside. He's after Scotty Steiner. That's what he's going to do. Got Steiner up on his shoulders. Look at this. Hawk off the apron. Onto the barricade.
Oh.
Wow. What action. Hawk outside into the fans.
You know, Hawk.
That took as much out of Hawk as it did out of Power.
Did.
Out of Scotty Steiner, rather.
Referee starting the count out. Rick Steiner is in the ring with Power.
Oh, drop kick. Coming off.
Another one, maybe? No.
Clothesline, and both men go over the top rope.
All 4 outside the ring.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the referee has just counted out the legal men, which were Scotty Steiner and Hawk.
Which leaves 2 illegal men.
In the ring.
Rick.
While the referee was counting them out, I think it was a count out. I think we've got no decision here. I think this match has gone to a count out. Referee signaling for the bell. That's what happened. That's what happened. Hawk and Scott Steiner, the legal men, were outside the ring. Let's see if he's going to disqualify them both or award one team the victory here. It looks to me like it's a double countout. Both teams outside on the floor for a 10 count.
Double countout, then the Hellraisers will retain their IGWP belts.
But that wasn't exactly a walk through the park there, brother. That was a rough battle. And I'm predicting that these guys here are going to have another title shot at Hawk and Power in the very near future to get this thing settled.
You think? So the Hellraisers, Hawk and Power, now shake hands with their opponents.
Why would he want to do something like that? To wreck a perfectly good match, he had to ruin it like that?
Ruin it? What do you mean ruin it?
The sportsmanship stuff. These guys, he's shaking hands with the people that came to defeat him and take his titles away today. What's he thinking of?
The match is over. It's a show of respect.
Yeah.
A show of honor. A show of knowing you've been in a battle. But on the double countout, the Hellraisers will retain their championship belts.